Welcome to Kelly College Prep Freshman Orientation. Welcome class of 2024. Our class objectives for today's orientation is to prepare you for a successful quarter of e-learning, introduce you to our admin team and staff, review your high school requirements, and review some technology supports. Welcome to Thomas Kelly College Prep. This is a picture of our building and our address and our phone number as well as our website. We are Kelly. Our vision: all students will be college, career, and world ready. Our mission: Kelly College Prep is a supportive learning environment that ensures equitable opportunities for all students. We challenge and nurture our learning community to embody Kelly pride: persistence, resilience, integrity, determination, and empathy. People you should know. Meet your admin, your principal, Mr. Raul Magdaleno. Your assistant principals, Mr. Andrew Chipman, Ms. Griselda Esparza, Mrs. Wendy Fisher, and Ms. Liddell McGuire. Our resident principal, Mr. Alex Kasimquist. Alex Kasimquist grew up in the Bridgeport Chinatown neighborhoods of Chicago before attending Vanderbilt University, where he studied molecular biology, child development, and math. After graduating, he taught in the Bronx and earned his master's degree in math education through the NYC Teaching Fellows Program. For the past 5 years, he has been teaching math and science at Gwendolyn Brooks College Prep in the Roseland Pullman District of Chicago. His most important role has been advocating for high-quality education for all students regardless of socioeconomic background. He is incredibly proud of all of his students over his nearly 15 years in education and hopes to learn the entire Kelly community to continue growing as a person, educator, and leader. Mr. Campobasso. Welcome to Kelly, everyone. My name is Mr. Campobasso, and I am one of the special education case managers at Kelly. I have been working at Kelly since 2003 and have been a case manager since 2012. In my role as case manager, I supported all diverse learners, children with IEPs and 504 plans make up of this department. I work specifically with freshmen and sophomores, conducting IEP meetings, ensuring proper scheduling, and dealing with day-to-day issues. I have an open door policy for students, parents, and staff. I look forward to meeting everyone in person when possible. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me. Once again, welcome to Kelly. Mr. Goldberg. My name is Alan Goldberg, and I am one of the special education case managers at Kelly High School. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Ms. Patino. Hello, my name is Ms. Patino. I am one of the 2 social workers at Kelly. I work alongside Kelly's other social worker, Ms. Clark. I've been a social worker at Kelly for 5 years, and I'm entering my 21st year as a social worker in CPS. I am assigned to work at Kelly for 3 days a week, and this year my assigned days at Kelly are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me via email. Ms. Clark. Hello, my name is Jennifer Clark. I am one of the ODLSS social workers at Kelly. I will be starting my 11th year within CPS and my 6th year at Kelly. Here at Kelly, my role is to work with first the diverse learners and then assist with general education students if necessary, to provide social emotional support and assist teachers in fostering those skills within the classroom environment. I look forward to working with you for this upcoming 2020-21 school year. Feel free to contact me via email. Mr. Gold. Mr. Gold has been with Kelly College Prep as a school psychologist for the past 6 years. In that time, he has worked closely with the special education department to assist in the evaluation, reevaluation, and planning needs for our diverse learner community. The majority of Mr. Gall's time is spent completing psychoeducational evaluations and attending corresponding meetings. In addition to this, Mr. Gall experienced supporting the social, emotional, and mental health needs of Kelly College Prep as a former BHT lead and through facilitating small groups focused on social skills, developing trauma impact reduction. Mr. Gall is best reached via email during the remote learning time, and his office is in 222B during in-person learning. Meet your counselors. Ms. Abraham, Mr. Barajas, Ms. V. Law, Ms. Madrid, Ms. Taylor, Mr. Banish, and Ms. Wentz. Counselors support you with applying academic achievement strategies, reviewing graduation requirements with you, managing emotions and applying interpersonal skills, support you with scheduling classes as needed, plan for post-secondary options like college, military, and the workforce, and visit classrooms to facilitate small groups on different topics. Advice from your counselor. Check your email every day. Be sure not to miss any important information. Monitor your grades. Check your grades on Student Portal at least once per week. Students can view their grades, attendance, and other information on Aspen 24/7 from smartphones, tablets, laptops, and desktop computers. Existing students' accounts will be automatically transferred to Aspen. The new Student Portal URL is aspen.cps.edu, and you will use your CPS username and password. Advice from your counselor. One way to ensure a productive, effective year for your school year is to find out who your counselor is and work with him or her. Reach out for help if you have any questions or concerns, and get a second opinion from a trusted adult. Get organized and stay organized with e-learning. Find a quiet space to attend your classes. Use a digital or physical planner to write down all of your assignments. Organize your files. Store your documents on Google Drive. Create an e-folder for each class on Google Drive, and name your documents clearly. E-learning. New remote learning expectations. Daily virtual instruction will take place via Google Classroom and Google Meets from 7:45 a.m. until 3 p.m. every school day. Students will follow the KCP bell schedule. Students will attend 7 classes per day and a lunch period. Students must attend all classes every day at the scheduled time class. Attend means they log into Google Classroom/Google Meets. Attendance is mandatory during the school hours and will be taken during each class period. Grades will return to normal, and all students will be graded on their mastery of grade level content per the usual CPS policy. KCP will ensure that all students have access to a digital device and support with internet access. For more information on CPS policies, please visit cps.edu/school-reopening-2020. Remote learning bell schedule. As you can see here, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, you will be attending your classes from 7:45 in the morning till 3 p.m. On Wednesdays, you will be attending classes from 7:45 to 2:53. On Wednesdays, we will be hosting homeroom from 9:20 to 10:05. Attendance. According to the new CPS policy, attendance is taken during each class period from 7:45 to 3 p.m. Students will be marked present, absent, or tardy. Student days will be a mix of live instruction and independent work. In order to be marked present, students must be logged into Google Meets during the duration of live sessions. If you will not be able to attend virtual classes because of an emergency, please make sure to call 773-535-4910. Leave a voicemail with your name, reason, and phone number. Please make sure that your parent is calling in if you are missing a class of virtual instruction. Grades. According to the new CPS policy, students will be graded under the normal CPS grading policy. Students will submit assignments to be graded in Google Classroom. Students will earn the traditional grades for their coursework, A, B, C, D, or F. All grades will be visible in the parent portal in Aspen. Progress reports and report cards will be published as usual. Recommendations for e-learning. Create a workspace. In order to be successful in an e-learning or remote instruction environment, you need to make sure that you have a place to work. This could be the kitchen table or in your bedroom. Wherever the workspace is located, it should be clear of clutter. There should be extra pens, pencils, and paper, and it should be in a quiet area so that you can focus on your work. To protect privacy, sit with your backs to a blank wall in your home. Create a schedule. A productive mind is a well-rested mind. Like your class schedule, you should also have a schedule for each day. This schedule should outline when you eat, when you sleep, and when you make that next TikTok video and interact with your friends. By planning your schedule, you can build in a consistent 8 hours of sleep each night. You also know when you can socialize with friends without interfering with your schoolwork. You also know when to study and complete homework. Ensure that you are present by creating goals and incentives. No one can work for 24 hours in a day. By setting small goals and incentives, you will be able to be engaged in the learning process. For example, you can create a goal of checking your Instagram account after completing 30 minutes of work. Or you can create a goal of FaceTiming after completing your math homework. During that set time of e-learning, you will then be engaging in the time of your learning process. Engagement and technology. How to participate in remote learning. First day of school is Tuesday, September 8th, 2020 at 7:45 a.m. Log into your CPS account at cps.edu/portal to access your CPS email or Google Classroom to receive classroom instructions from your teachers. If you forgot your password, follow the instructions at the link. Instructions will also be shared through the Google Classroom Class of 2024. All virtual learning will occur on Google Classroom and live sessions will happen on video through Google Meets. Google Classroom is a virtual space where students attend live class instruction that is delivered from your child's teacher. It is interactive and allows students to engage in the learning process remotely. Students are able to discuss, participate, and turn in class assignments. A link will be provided with more information about the Google Classroom. Google Classroom. Most of you should already be registered for your Google Classroom, but the link for your Google Classroom is as follows: CMV67JK. On the Google Classroom, you will also find the link for your Google Meets. This is where you will be meeting with your teacher daily. Sending emails. It is extremely important for you to learn how to send a proper email. Here's an example of an incorrect email. As you can see, the whole email is in the subject line. You want to try to refrain from writing your whole email in the subject line. Here's an example of a correct email. There is a subject, questions about tech, And there is a body to your email. It starts with the greeting, hello, and it ends with the thank you. It also states exactly what the problem is and what you need help with. You can visit our website to get more information about all of the staff and any other important updates that we may have. Tech support. Everyone's technology issues might be different, but here are some troubleshooting solutions. Ensure that you are logged into CPS Google account. When possible, use a laptop or Chromebook. Download the Google Hangout/Meet app on your phone and restart your computer/application when encountering problems. For more support, you can always email Mr. Toledo. And as we mentioned before, make sure to include a subject and an email with your exact technology issue in question. Free internet. Because we are going virtual for the first quarter, I do encourage you all to take advantage of the free internet access that CPS is offering you. You can find more information at cps.edu Chicago Connected. KCP supports. Support services, BAM, BPNC, and our counseling department. This is a list of a few of our support services that we will be having. Again, information will be also updated in the Google Classroom as well as our website. Extracurricular activities. Meet our student leaders. Itzel Garcia.
Hi, my name is Itzel Garcia. I'm the Student Council's second vice president. Along with Student Council, I'm also a part of the National Honor Society at Kelly, and I've been involved in sports, including basketball and softball. This year, I'm also one of the 16-inch softball managers. I decided to participate in extracurricular activities because I wanted to get involved with my school and make a difference. Student Council helps me get my opinions about the school taken into consideration, along with the opinions of others. And National Honor Society helped me get more involved in my community. Being involved in these clubs and the other activities were extremely helpful and supportive. I was able to make new friends, and I could always count on them if I ever needed help. Getting more involved in my school will also help me impress colleges and help me gain skills for jobs in the future. Going into a new school year with e-learning is also going to help us a lot in the future. It's an experience we will continue to learn about, and it will help us stay safe. E-learning might come a bit difficult since you have to get used to it and the new schedule. However, if you ever need help or find yourself struggling in class, don't be afraid to reach out to your teachers and ask questions. Admitting you need help is something that will make e-learning so much easier for you and help your teachers feel more comfortable. Being involved with your school is very necessary. It's always fun and worthwhile to get more comfortable with people, the school, and yourself.
Santiago Garcia.
I want to start off by welcoming you to Kelly. We are more than happy to have you. My name is Santiago Garcia and I am a senior. For me personally, playing sports really helped me develop into a whole new individual. I became more responsible, respectful, and I learned to never give up. I wasn't really a sports guy growing up until I entered high school. I decided why not to give it a shot. I'm more forever grateful I did. Throughout the course of my 3 years so far, I have met new friends, created bonds that I'll never forget, and most importantly, I've learned life lessons that will help me as a person. As a Kelly athlete, we will work hand on the field court just as hard as we do in the classroom. Something I love about being a Kelly athlete is that whether we lose or win, we will always make the best out of it, and we have support. That is what the Kelly family is about. Let me tell you about the away games. The bus rides back home are the best. I hope this encourages you to become a Kelly athlete, and thank you.
Adrian Hernandez.
Hello, ninth graders. My name is Adrian Hernandez. I am a junior. I am the chapter and state president of Skills USA. I am the vice president of National Honor Society, and I am also on the boys volleyball team here at Kelly College Prep. Skills USA is a national organization led by advisors and students that help you develop skills within their framework to make sure you are career ready for the world of work. We compete in skill-based competitions that require you to use your personal, workplace, and/or technical skills. Competitions such as prepared speech, t-shirt design, culinary arts, cosmetology, customer service, etc. The way I learned Skills USA was rather usual. I was asked to join and still very hesitant to join as I had no idea what Skills USA was. I attended state conference months after joining Skills USA, and by that time, I still had no idea what Skills USA was. After attending state conference, I realized how important Skills USA is. Skills USA has taught me skills that I will need in the future and in the career I choose to partake. Skills USA has helped me improve my speaking, leadership, teamwork, and communication skills, how to be better service oriented, and has taught me adaptability and flexibility. Although the start of the school year will be all online, I encourage you to join Skills USA or any other club as we are trying the best to provide the best experience possible. Thank you.
Thank you to our student leaders. We heard about student council, some sports like soccer, volleyball, and other clubs that we have at Kelly. This is a list of our clubs that we do host during the school year normally. We have everything from MMA to yearbook, chess, ballet, student voice, student council, Skills USA. These are all clubs that you're eligible to join. These are the clubs that we will be hosting virtually for the first quarter. Student Council, Skills USA, Gaming Club, Students for Social Justice, GSA, Digital Media, Math Club, Chess Club, Debate Team, and Drama Club. If you're interested in joining in any of these clubs, please make sure to email the teachers listed above. Sports. I see some of you are commenting in regards to what sports we will be hosting. So fall sports, co-ed 16-inch softball, girls tennis, and co-ed cross country. For those of you asking for other sports that are happening, football, girls volleyball, and boys soccer will be starting in February. If any of you are interested in joining any of these sports, please make sure to email the coaches. If there's a sport on here that you do not see, you can email Coach Joyce, our athletic director. Parent tips for any parents that are joining us today during this live virtual orientation. Thank you very much. Tips for e-learning. Set a schedule. Build structures and routines that help your children know what to expect. Teenagers are at a point of transition in their lives. A lot is happening. Teenagers might be quicker to react to surprises. By helping them wake up at a set time, eat breakfast at a set time, attend class at a set time, and go to bed at an appropriate time, kids will know what is expected so that surprises do not catch them off guard. Communicate with your child's advisors or teachers. Teachers are usually more willing to connect with parents through email or phone after school hours. By establishing relationships with your teachers, you learn what's happening and how to better support your child. Encourage physical activity and exercise. Your child will be sitting in front of the computer for long stretches of time. Encourage your child to exercise, to move around. Physical activity gets the blood flowing so that students are alert and engaged. Provide an environment conducive to learning. Despite it being difficult, try not to distract your child so that they can be fully engaged in remote learning. Try to create a workspace at home so that your child can complete work and only work. Minimize noise. that might distract your child. At the end of the day, engage with your child by asking questions about the content and topics covered. You can also support your child by registering for Parent Portal. On Parent Portal, you can view your child's grades, check their assignments, and confirm that they are attending class every day virtually for every period. If you do not have access or are not registered for Parent Portal, you can email or check on our website for more information. Making a payment online. Fees will not be collected for the first quarter, but here's a video to show you how to collect fees online. I know it's going kind of fast, but you'll visit our Kelly website, click on Parents, select Fees, and select Make a One-Time Payment. You'll fill out your child's information. You will need your child's ID number and their grade level and their advisory. You'll click on Student Fees. Select Instructional Fee, and if your child is taking band, drama, art, or music, you'll select that as well. You'll click on Add and Checkout, provide a valid email, and enter all of your credit card information. It's important to enter a valid email because you will receive a receipt of your payment. Again, payments will not be collected for the first quarter, but this is just for the future when we will be collecting fees. Follow us on our social media platforms. Because we are going remote, we will be sharing a lot of information on our social media platforms, from our Twitter page to our Facebook page and our Instagram page. Thank you for participating. We look forward to working with you to ensure that you have a successful first quarter. As many of you are already doing by commenting in the chat, if you have a question about the PowerPoint that was just presented and you would like that question to be answered now live, please make sure to write your comments or questions in the comment section now. Is there any questions that we've had that we'd like to answer at this point in time?
Hello, everyone. This is Griselda Esparza, one of the assistant principals. As far as the PowerPoint, we're actually emailing the PowerPoint so that you have the links to all the forms that have been shared on this presentation. And your parents are also going to receive an email with all the links to show you how to log in, how to join Google Classroom, any questions that you might have about technology, resetting your password. So make sure that you look for that email. And if not, make sure you mention it to your parents to check their email as well.
Thank you, Mrs. Esparza. I see some questions in regards to schedule changes, changing your classes. At this point in time, you would have to email your counselors to see what the process is for schedule changes, and you will know who your counselor is based on your advisory. You should be receiving an email in regards to that so you know who your counselor is.
Someone asked, when do we get our list for the supplies we need for our classes? In high school is a little different than elementary. In elementary, you receive your supply list either at the end of the school year or during at the beginning. In high school, your teachers will let you know if there are any special materials that you might need. But for now, you should at least have, like Ms. Najera mentioned in the presentation, you should have a notebook, loose leaf paper, pens, pencils, the necessary supplies, and then wait for the first day of school, or if your teacher emails you with the necessary supplies that you're going to need for class.
Thank you. I see a question about, do we have to pay for the first quarter? As stated in the presentation, you do not need to pay for the first quarter of the school year. Payments will be collected possibly second quarter. As of now, you do not need to make a payment. Does anybody else have a question?
I see there was a question concerning uniform. There are no uniforms. Uniforms are basically for the sports team.
Thank you, Mr. Scarlett. There's also a uniform for gym, and when we go back to school, whenever that may be, you will need a gym uniform. But as of now, there's not an official school uniform for every day.
There was also a question, I can view, or a statement rather, I can view my schedule, but I'm not sure what times I'm supposed to attend class. The bell schedule that we have for Kelly will show you what times that your class periods are in session. So that's something we can drop in the chat as well. So always refer to the Kelly bell schedule to see the times for the class periods.
Thank you.
Also, there's some questions. Yeah.
When can they pick up the Chromebooks?
Oh, Chromebooks you will be able to pick up your Chromebook this week. You should have received the email from me, Ms. Nahida, providing you with the survey so that you can answer that survey and go pick up your Chromebook. The process is check your email, answer that survey. You could go to Kelly any day of the week this week from 9 to 1 p.m. and enter through door 7 to pick up your Chromebook.
Does Kelly have a dance team?
Kelly does have a dance team. This year, we will have a POMS team. Our POMS team is kind of like a cheerleading team. And we will also have a bachata dance group. So those are 2 dance groups that we're hosting this school year. If you're interested in joining that particular club, you can email me.
There's questions about when payments will be due.
As I stated before, payments will not be due until the second quarter. So our first quarter is starting September, October, and then we end in November. So at the end of November, beginning of November, we might be taking payments. As of now, it is not clear, but don't worry about your payments right now.
Someone wants to know if they will be required to turn the camera on during remote learning. I could address part of that. If there's something I missed, then somebody else can fill that in. It's that mandatory that you turn your cameras on. But I think as time progresses and you try to get to know more about your teachers and your classmates, then you may want to turn your cameras on.
Thank you, Mr. Scarlett.
Sure.
There's a question here for the volleyball team. Should we email them now or when the season starts?
Thank you, Ms. Corvo. I'm actually the boys volleyball coach and the girls volleyball coach. If you're interested in volleyball, we start in February, and I would suggest sending me an email, and I will add you to our volleyball team Google Classroom. Again, my name is Ms. Nahida, and I'm your activities coordinator. I've been emailing you almost every single day, in regards to updates about orientation, registration. A lot of you did your registration with me, so you can always respond to any of the emails that I have sent with any of those questions.
If we're new to CPS, will we need to make our CPS emails, or are we given them?
That's a good question. If you're new to CPS, you should have done your registration, again with me, Ms. Nahida, or any of the other people doing registration. After you complete registration, you should be enrolled, and then you will receive a notification letting you know that you are a CPS student. If you did not complete that, you can email me, and I will provide my email in the chat.
Will students need a special printer with a scanner?
Mrs. Sparza, could you answer that?
Yes, can you repeat the question?
Will students need a special printer with scanner?
No, not at all.
May I add to that? Most of the work will be done through Google Classroom, Google Doc. So there are teachers who may be walking you through some of the basic procedure and how to submit your assignment or get assignment completed.
If a student still needs to pick up a Chromebook, when can they do that?
If you need a Chromebook, you could pick it up this week. So tomorrow is what, Thursday or Friday? You go to door 7, you'll go to Kelly from 9 to 1 p.m. You're still able to pick up a Chromebook. You received an email with the survey. Make sure to fill out that survey letting us know that you do need a Chromebook.
And so, Ms. Nahara, what should they do if they have technical issues such as not being able to log in, not knowing passwords?
If you are having trouble logging in or not having your password, you can always email myself, Ms. Nahira, or Mr. Toledo. My email is srnahira@cps.edu, and you could obviously email me from your personal email or your parents' email. And Mr. Toledo's email is Mr. Toledo on this call? Can you provide your email?
Yes. Hi, my email is atoledo24@cps.edu. I'll put it in the link right now. Also, answering the question of IDs. IDs have not been printed out yet due to no student being able to return back to the school just yet. Once we have confirmation that you will be able to come back to school and attend classes normally, that's when I will print out IDs previously and issue them out the first day you guys come back.
Thank you, Mr. Toledo.
We have a comment. I sent my registration papers online, but I have not gotten a response.
I'm sorry to hear that you haven't got a response, but if you could write down your email in the chat, and then I will respond to you so that we can get your registration done.
Is there WOW for the girls?
That's a good question. We do have BAM for the boys, and we are in the process of trying to get WOW for the girls.
How do you know what order your classes are in?
It should be provided on Aspen. Am I correct, Ms. Corville?
Yes.
It should be listed.
I believe you should be able to log into Aspen and see what your schedule looks like, if that's correct, Mrs. Farza.
Someone wants to know about the volleyball. Should they email the coach now? I would suggest yes, because the coaches may want to be aware of who is interested, so they can start planning the team.
My son was put into orchestra. How will this work virtually?
That's a good question. All of the classes will be hosted virtually. At the end of last year, our music teachers did a really good job to ensure that students were participating virtually. If there is an instrument that needs to be issued, you would be receiving an email in regards to how to do that. So it's really important that your child is checking their email every single day. There's updates that are coming in every day. Because we are going virtually for the first quarter, it's crucial that you keep up to date with your emails.
Another question is, can you make your own club?
That's a good question. Yes, you could definitely make your own club. I'm your activities coordinator, so if there's a club that you did not see on the list and you want to start that club, you would need to ensure that you have at least 10 students that are willing to participate in that club, and then we will be able to find a teacher sponsor so that you could start that club.
There seems to be several questions about basketball. I'm not sure if we answered this already.
Basketball. So
when are the tryouts, etc.?
Mm-hmm. So as of now, for our fall, we have our fall sports, and then we have our winter sports, which is football, girls volleyball, and boys soccer. I believe basketball might be a spring sport. As of now, I don't have a lot of information about basketball, but Kelly does have a basketball team, a boys JV, a boys varsity, a girls JV, and a girls varsity team. So we do have a basketball team, but we will be getting more information about it being a spring sport and in regards to tryouts. Again, that information will be sent to your email and it will be posted in Google Classroom.
Someone wants to know when should they pick up textbooks? Mrs. Sparza, could you address that? If there's a need for textbook?
Yeah, at this moment, we don't have a date or as in regards to books yet.
I can also add to that from my discussion in my science department, there are teachers who will be posting material online and maybe some electronic books. So I can speak for the science department that some or most of the teachers, more than a few teachers, will be prepared to deliver textbook or to assign textbook if there's a situation where that is permitted.
Also, I know the art department is also going to provide some materials. So make sure you check your emails for to make sure that if your teachers are emailing you that there will be materials for you to pick up so that you are aware of everything that's happening at Kelly.
A question, what happens if someone needs to use the bathroom during remote learning? Well, you can always use the bathroom. Just put your computer on mute or your device in mute, so other students won't hear what's going on.
If there's no other questions, or if there are any other questions that we would like to address at this point in time.
There is a question. Will there be a parent orientation or how to on e-learning? I would like to be able to assist my student as much as possible. We are emailing all the links, and we actually include the links to just different instructions, but we're also including links to tutorials. So please be on the lookout for that email. And it's going to come from our principal, Mr. Magdaleno.
There's a question here. How do I know who my counselor is?
That's a good question. So counselors are divided by advisory, and your advisory should be assigned to you in your schedule. So your counselor should be reaching out to you, sending you an email, introducing themselves, and letting you know that they're your counselor.
Someone wants to know, can they create their own club?
Yes, Mr. Scarlett. We answered that question. Yes, you can start your own club. And then again, you can email me, Ms. Nahira, and I can assist you with that.
Gotcha.
Ms. Nahira, can you just clarify, there was a question earlier about WOW. We don't have it yet at Kelly, but there's people are asking what it stands for.
That's a good question.
Working on womanhood. So it's you know, it's the club. How do you explain it? It's like a club to work with young women. You know.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of BAM, becoming a man. So
Right.
how could we-
It's just like BAM, except for it's called Working on Womanhood.
yes.
Yes, there is BAM. We have BAM at Kelly.
There is a question on the chat saying, how do I know if all my classes are correct? If you check on Aspen, the classes that you have on there are the classes that you will be taking throughout the school year. The only concern I can think about is that your class may be incorrect is maybe your math class if you had taken algebra 8th grade year. But that's the only thing I can think of. But other than that, your classes on Aspen are the classes that you will be taking this year.
Thank you, Adrian.
All right, answering the card game question. We used to have a board and card game club, but that overseeded when I created the gaming club at the school. Currently, we do have a gaming club that I host, and we meet on Discord to get together with the students and play video games over all consoles. So if you're interested in that, also email me at atoledo24@cps.edu, Mr. Toledo.
Thank you. If you have any questions, right now is the time to write them in the chat. We will be wrapping up in the next 10 minutes.
Someone is asking, how long will we be on remote learning?
As of now, we are in remote learning for the first quarter, and like I mentioned, the first quarter is until November. After that, we will have more guidance in regards to what we will be doing for the next quarter.
Here's a question. If I'm in band, can I choose what instruments to play?
Usually when you are in band or orchestra, they do allow you to pick the instrument, but that is totally up to the band teacher. If you have experience playing an instrument, it would always be best for you to play that instrument going into band.
Do we have a badminton tryout?
Yes, we have a badminton team, but at this point in time, we don't know if it's going to be a spring sport. So you'll receive information about when the badminton tryouts are happening.
Someone wants to know, how do they update a 504 plan?
That's a good question.
So in regards to a 504 or an IEP, you'll have an annual meeting that will be set at some point throughout the year, where you will be able to meet with the case managers, your children's teachers, counselors, etc., to talk about your child's progress.
And someone wants to know, how would we do gym from home?
I know that the gym teachers still gym class. They are going to require you to do some exercise, and they will also have assignments. So just make sure to log into that classroom every day so that you see what the assignment is.
Is there anyone in particular they can contact for the 504 plan? I think this question comes up multiple times in different ways.
Yes, in the presentation, we did introduce our case managers, Mr. Campobasso and Mr. Goldberg. We will add their emails to the chat so that you are able to email them in regards to adding a 504 plan or changing a 504 plan.
Someone is asking, did you email our CPS emails, or did you email our parents? Because I have not been getting emails.
We have been emailing your CPS email. If you should be receiving it if you are registered at Kelly. So if you did not complete your registration, that might be an issue for you not receiving your emails. I'm
Yeah.
somebody who's
Uh,
go ahead.
let me chime in on that. For CPS emails, if you just registered today, it takes a max of 72 hours for you to be active. In that case, send Mr. Toledo, myself, at atoledo24 at cps.edu with using your personal email. Just add your full name and your student ID number, and I can look up and see if you're active, and I can give you your information. I'm going to post it again in the chat.
Someone wants to know if there's a fencing club, or will we be adding fencing?
In regards to starting a club or a sport like that, it's possible. We just need to have enough student interest. So what that means is we need to have at least 10 students that are interested in participating in that club or sport, and then we write a petition so that we can start a club or a sport.
Someone wants to know, when we fill out our forms, do we put our CPS email or our own email if there is only one option?
What forms are you referring to? Are you referring to your registration forms? If so, you could write your personal email on there. Otherwise, yeah, we could use your CPS email. We have your CPS email. But when you fill out registration forms, it's important to put your parents' email as well.
There's a question. Do we have to sign into CPS portal every day for attendance, or do we just open up Google Classroom? So your attendance will be taken every day in class. So it's important that you follow your bell schedule so that your attendance can be taken periods 1 through 8. There's also one about if we're sick, can we skip school? So is there a procedure that the student should follow if they're sick and they need to report in?
Yes, in the presentation, there was a phone number that was provided that you would need to call in and leave a voicemail in order for you to get an excused absence. Again, this presentation will be posted on YouTube. It would also be emailed to you, and it will also be posted on the Google Classroom so you can refer back to it.
Someone wants to know this, to find out about information on Aspen website for their student, or is incorrect. If it's not corrected by next week, will his attendance be affected?
I'm not sure what attendance is going to be taken by your student's classroom teacher. So I'm not sure.
Well, what they're saying that maybe I'm taking it to mean that the classes on Aspen is incorrect. So if it's incorrect, they would still go to those classes until those corrections are being made, and so those would not be have an effect in the student attendance.
Right.
So what it's saying is, if you're saying that if the schedule, sorry, Mr. Scarlett, I think you have a lot of feedback.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. If you have an incorrect schedule, if that's what you're referring to, again,
yeah,
you would need to contact your counselor, and they should be reaching out to you, or you can email me, Ms. Nahida, and I will provide you some information in regards to what counselor to reach out to. If any of the staff that are presenting today or students, if you can somebody add my email to the chat so that students know who to reach? Thank you.
Also, can I add something to that with the information not being correct? If you submitted your paperwork for registration, if you're talking about like your personal information, then the clerks are going to update that information in Aspen. So maybe give it a few days before it actually reflects on Aspen.
Someone wants to know if they can use their phone during the lunch period when we return to school in person.
During your lunch period when we return to school, yes. Your lunch period is actually the only point in time that you can use your phone during school, unless your teacher gives you permission to use your phone in class for educational purposes. Otherwise, cell phones are not allowed to be used in any other portion of the building.
For all questions about clubs and sports, SR Nahara has just been posted in the chat. You can email that email address, Ms. Nahara, for any questions about clubs or sports.
Here's a question. I received the confirmation letter for enrollment, but Aspen does not reflect this status.
Okay, so if you received a confirmation letter for your enrollment, but Aspen is not in effect, we're still in the process of inputting all of the registrations in the system. They should definitely be done by tomorrow so that your child can be able to see their schedule and everything is updated on Aspen. If that does not happen, you could always reach out to me, Ms. Nahara, and I will assist you to ensure that the registration happens.
Someone is asking, can they eat in class? I'm not sure if it's remote or in person, but if it's remote, I would, if you have to be just having a discussion or having taken part in a class, I would say no. In person, there's an absolute no, especially with what is going on with COVID. You can easily transmit any type of pathogen, bacteria, and viruses, which could cause problem later. And not only COVID, but there are other issues that could result from that. So, no eating is allowed in classes.
Here's another question. Do you have to be properly dressed? I assume yes.
Yes.
If a teacher asks you during class just for attendance purposes, because there will be multiple teachers having multiple students, from time to time they will ask to see your face if you are in class and participating. So as it currently stands, please be dressed.
All right, if we don't have any other pressing questions that we might have not answered in this previous presentation, we can wrap it up unless there is another pressing question that we have not answered yet. Again, this presentation will be posted on our YouTube page, on your Google Classroom, and it also will be emailed to you, so you can review it at any time.
A question was, when do we go back to school? Are we still going to have to use mask? And that would depend upon whether there's a vaccine, have you been vaccinated, whether or not the positivity rate is down. So it depends on a number of factors. You may have to use masks for a while, and based on what I'm seeing right now, a vaccine won't be available until next year. And if that is the case, then masks definitely will have to be used. And there's likely going to be stations set up for sanitation and keeping other parts of your body clean or protected.
All right, we're going to take the last minute for any other questions. If not, we can wrap it up.
All right. Emily Rodriguez asked, what about bell schedules? That should have been emailed to them, right?
Emily Rodriguez is our teacher, I believe, who is writing that comment.
Yeah, so I think she's trying to share a link to the bell schedule.
Okay.
I posted a link to the bell schedule.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the moderator version. It just shows text. What if we're not at home during class? And it continues, like if you're at a park and you have your computer with you.
I would suggest that you would need to be at home in order to participate in e-learning, so you have no distractions and you ensure that you get all of the material the teacher is teaching at that time. Also, it would be respectful for your classmates and your teacher that you're focused and don't have any background noise. So I would suggest during your e-learning schedule time to be in a home, inside, indoors, in a quiet environment so that you're able to focus. I do not suggest that you take your laptop to a park or anywhere else.
Yes. And remember, if you do take a CPS issued device wherever you go, you will be held responsible for it. So anything in the park, you drop it, you guys have to bring it in. You will be responsible. Secondly, I have another question about IDs. Again, IDs will be created once we go back to school. Once CPS issues out the statement that it would be safe for everybody to return back, that first week every student is back in the building, I will be issuing out IDs to your homeroom teachers and they will distribute them amongst their classes, their students.
When we go back, question about locker, will they receive it when they go back to school? And the answer to that is yes.
So if we have any other students that are joining us that are not freshmen, your orientation video was also posted on our YouTube page. But for any incoming freshmen, yes, you will receive an assigned locker that is assigned to you and you alone, and you're not allowed to share a locker with anybody else.
What about the student handbook and the calendar they usually get at the start of the year?
At this point in time, we cannot pass out actual calendars, but you will be receiving a student newsletter at the end of each week giving you updates and things that are coming up. So again, that will be virtual.
Someone asking, can they purchase insurance for the computer or the laptop?
I don't think that you could purchase insurance for the laptop, but you also were asked to sign a waiver taking responsibility for any damage that is done to the laptop. Can you confirm that, Mr. Toledo?
That is correct. Everybody had to fill out a form stating it's their equipment receipt agreement. Any and all damages due to accidental or whatever to the Chromebook, you are responsible for. Other than it, like, say your Chromebook starts overheating and just won't power on, if it's something internal, then there will be no cost for that. But if it's severe damage, water damage, cracked screen, broken cables, missing keys, you will be responsible.
Awesome. So we are going to wrap up our virtual orientation for the class of 2024. If you have any other pressing questions, you can email me, Ms. Nahida. And I want to thank our student leaders that joined us today on our call, as well as our teachers. And teachers, if you could just introduce yourselves, say your name and what subject you teach, so that students have kind of a virtual introduction.
I am Mr. Scarlett, and I teach science, biology, and AP Environmental Science.
Hi, Miss Corvo. I'm teaching English 1 this year. I'm part of the Diverse Learners Department. Looking forward to meeting you guys.
Hi, I'm Miss Rodriguez. I also teach English 1. So some of you will be in my class, and I'm excited for this interesting remote learning journey we will all be on.
I believe we have one other person on the call besides our students. I think Mrs. Sparza introduced herself, and she is one of our assistant principals. All right, thank you all for joining us for our remote learning virtual orientation. We are going to wrap it up, and I hope that you have a successful first quarter. And again, any questions, you can definitely email me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Oh, 1 sec, Ms. Nahara. Did you end the call?
No, we're still live.
Okay, real quick. There's 2 questions real quick. What extra help are students with IEP going to have?
That's a good question. Ms. Corvo, can you address that?
Sure. So, your teachers are going to be following your IEPs. Accommodations, modifications will be adhered to depending on the setting in which your classes are. So it might be that you're in a smaller class. It might be that you're in a larger class with 2 teachers, or you just might be in a larger class with some additional support. So your teachers will be reviewing your IEPs and making sure that the accommodations modifications will be followed.
Thank you.
All right, and I have two more questions. Are laptops for us to keep? No. Laptops, Chromebooks are only loaned out to students during their enrollment at CPS schools. Once you transfer out or graduate, it's your responsibility to return the device back to the school. And secondly, the question is, can we wear hats? That was multiple people asking. So
Yeah, I mean, during remote learning, as long as the hat does not cover your face, it should be okay. But we are gonna, if teachers ask you maybe to turn on your camera to do some type of activity, that should be okay. During the school year in the building, we usually don't allow hats, but that might change. Okay, guys, so we are going to wrap it up.
thank you again for everything, Ms. Naheda.
Thank you, guys. Have a good rest of the
Thank
day.
you.
One last thing, check your emails, guys. It's a very important to check your emails.
Thank you,
Yes.
Adrian. Check.
Looking forward to meeting the class of 2024.
All right, we are signing off. Thank you.